Here we go. We're live, guys. Welcome to Financial Fitness Friday. I am your guest host once again, Dave Bergio. I'm one of the co-founders of Trifecta Credit Solutions. And with us, as always, every week, we got my man, Mr. Jonathan Federa from Integrated Business Financing. Guys, it's Friday. We're here. It's the end of April, getting ready to start May. I wish this bipolar weather in PA would kind of cooperate a little bit. I'm sure it's
Sound,
nice down in Florida, right?
sounds like a you problem, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, guys,
Um,
let's get cracking. Let's get started here. Yeah, I'm sure you're. I know you're going to say something about that little weather related, man. It was in the 20s yesterday and in the high 30s this morning.
yeah, I'm sitting here between 80 and 90, although this weekend might be a little rainy. It is what it is.
How,
So
how long you been wearing shorts now? A couple weeks, couple months.
I don't think I've worn pants since I moved here. I'm not kidding.
Oh man,
The only time was we were at the Arte event with Brad in
yeah.
Miami, and we had to wear them for dinner. But otherwise, I stay in shorts and flops basically year round.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking to come down in that area at the end of June. I'll be down there with Mikey. So hopefully, man, we can link up when you're down there. It's not set in stone yet, but working on it, man. That's the
Nice.
shorts
Nice.
for sure. So, guys, let's get started. Last week we were talking a little bit about networking and things, and building a circle and a circle of influence and everything else, kind of leading into that circle of influence, but how important is meeting these contacts, and building that network to kind of grow through. So a little more today is that what we want to talk about is editing your circle of influence. And Jonathan, how important is it the people
Man,
that you are surrounded by?
I think it's everything, right? So I'm not telling you to disregard childhood best friends. I'm not telling you to, that certain people are bad. But at the end of the day, you are the sum of your network. You're the sum of the people you hang out with. I know this sounds cliche, but it's the truth, right? So what I see a lot is a lot of people stick with their same circles, right? And if they don't have the same goals, the same vision, if they don't own a business, that's not going to help you and propel you. Like, when you have people that are building things that you want to build, if when you have people that have companies that you want to have, that those are the type of people you want to hang out with because you can always learn from them. The conversations are different, the activities are different, right? Like yesterday, I called my buddy Roy and I told him, "Hey, I'm really trying to build content for the manufacturing space. They're ideal clients." He goes, "All right, cool. Come to this event with me. I got a whole trade show. I got a whole booth. I'll introduce you to everybody." That's the difference, right? Now, I'm not saying your old friends are bad, but think about this. If you're hanging out with people that are constantly going out, they're living for the weekend, they really don't care what, what they're doing or what they're building, what impact they're making. The conversations are going to be different. The activities are going to be different. It's not propelling you towards what you're trying to accomplish, right? That doesn't mean, 4th of July, birthday party, you can't do these things. You can absolutely do them. However, the people you spend the most time with are going to have the greatest impact on your life, right? So, networking, finding that group of people that is going to push you is everything. And the other thing is, cut people out that are toxic, right? If you're constantly dealing with people because you've been friends with them and they are emotionally, physically, financially draining, that's not a good relationship that you want to be in, especially if you want to be financially fit. What's your thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, to touch on some of that stuff, and that last piece you just touched there, and a lot of people talk about friends, a circle of influence, but sometimes that includes family, and that's a big one too, man. Because family, as tough as it is, there can be some toxicity in there, drawing you down. I mean, I experienced that, with a family member, and I had to pull away. Like it's draining.
Yep.
Like it will suck the life. It literally sucked the life out of me. And
Yep.
like, and my wife would see that too. And it's like a conversation that we had. It's like, look, we got to peel back a little bit, have a conversation here about it when the time is right. But you got to do what it takes to, on the flip side, it's like to get away from that, because it will literally suck the soul right out of you, man. And like it's not a really good feeling. And as far as the dudes you grew up with, yeah, it's okay to still hang out with them every once in a while. They'll always be your friends, but when you got to evaluate your time on where you are and where you want to go, I mean, you get one shot at this. And it's funny, my son, he's only 5.5, and he likes to take his good old time in the morning when it's like, hey, listen, man, we got to go, we got to get stuff done. Daddy has to go do his thing, and I know he doesn't understand that yet, but it's becoming a repetitive thing. And it's funny, I told him this morning. I said, buddy, listen, you're not going to understand this, but one of the worst things you could do, besides lying, because it's a big thing in our house, is not to lie, to always tell the truth, but is waste somebody's time. Okay. And you'll find that in your life, to where that circle, they'll pull you back, they want to take your time away from something else. And that was something I told him. I said, buddy, one of the worst things you could do is waste your own time, because you don't have a lot, you're never going to get that back. But don't do that to somebody else either. I said, do you understand? Yes, Daddy, I do. Okay, great. You might not get it yet, but it's something I'll continuously teach you to understand that. But yeah, man, it's like up here, I come from wrestling and football country up here, man. So it's like some of these dudes back in the day, we call it, Al Bundy syndrome, so you can't be worried about the old 4 touchdowns in one game that you did 20 some years ago, man.
Yep. People live their best.
Yeah, man. And it's just a life sucker.
Yep. I'll tell you this, the family thing is hard, right? And part of the challenge is growing up, whatever you are around, right? You don't have really a lot of control over that. So there's bad habits. No parent, I don't think any parent intentionally teaches those bad habits down to their kids, right? I don't think anyone would ever do that. The challenge is they don't know they have them. Okay. So as you are learning and growing, you realize, hey, I probably shouldn't do this anymore. Well, guess what? It's your job to end those family bad habits that come down. And if you can, have that positive influence on the rest of your family. If you can't, well, then you have to make those tough decisions. Hey, do I want this around? Do I want this around my kids? Because it is draining, right? So I think a part of it is being very self-aware about it. And the next and the harder part is taking actions to either remedy it or cutting ties, because I'm telling you, your circle is absolutely everything.
Yeah, man. And I think to take that a step further, since we are talking about circle and that awareness to kind of get away things, when you start becoming in some of the, or becoming who you want to be and start getting around some of these circles, if you're not realizing that you need to pull away, if you'll know you're in the right circle if somebody in that circle starts calling you out on it.
Yep.
So that's another huge
and you can't take offense to it.
No, you can't at all. No. Matter of fact, like, you should thank somebody for that. Hey, man, like, that shit's not cool, man. You're dude, you're getting a life sucked out of you, man. You got to handle that. You got to have that tough conversation, man. So that's a huge thing. If you're in the right place, somebody's going to check you on that for sure.
And I'll tell you this, I think everyone goes through phases, right? If you're really focusing on yourself, focusing on your business, focusing on what impact you're trying to make. I mean, from 20 to 25, I was an absolute animal, right? Animal, not in a good way. Like, work was there, the money was there, but just my lifestyle was not good. And then you go to 25 to 30, starting to mature, become self-aware, start wanting to make an impact and build. Not really having a clue what I'm doing, but doing it anyway and learning. Then 30 to 35, actually learning what needs to be done, how to do it, stepping in more as a leader. And now I'm at that 35 right now. I'll be 36 in July, and I just see monstrous growth, right? And it's because each one of these phases, you're constantly learning new skills, learning new habits, and you're getting into bigger and better circles, bigger and better rooms, right? And your influence is growing. The amount of people that you can reach out to for help is growing. So it doesn't matter where you guys are today, right? It matters that you implement these habits, become self-aware, and edit your circle. Because maybe instead of you having these 5 year, like if I broke everything down into 5 year, uh, segments, maybe you guys can do it in 2 years, right? Because I didn't have this, when I was, 20 to 25. That's not what I cared about. So just trying to get you guys to think a little differently, to make a bigger impact, and ultimately, have that improvement where you guys are financially fit and you're making that impact.
How much to where you're at today, how much do you attribute to that circle of influence? For me personally, I think who you are around is probably the most important thing just in business in general, in terms of that growth and that self-development into yourself. What's your take on that?
I think it was a huge part of it. I think it was a very, very big part of it. I still have friends that, I grew up with. My circles changed several times in business, right? So I had old partners, I had old, consulting places that I worked at, and you know what? I probably was in that situation, you know. So as I edited those circles and got into new circles like Apex, like Arate, and then kind of just realizing I can do everything better myself and build something stronger myself and make a bigger impact myself, that really, turned it up a notch.
What's the biggest piece of advice you could get somebody coming in? They're used to their ways. They haven't evolved yet into that next level to kind of upgrade that circle, so to speak. What's a piece of advice you could give to that person on to upgrade the circle? How do you get around that? How do you what suggestion do you give to them for that circle? What can they do for that circle to kind of get them on that radar and allow them into that circle?
Well, first you got to figure out what circle you want to be in, right? And then join it. If it's Arate, if it's Apex, if it's Lions, then depending on where you are, right? There's different stages to it.
Mhm.
So one, figure out that you want to be there, and then two, join it and add as much value as you can without the expectation of getting anything in return. And then keep repeating that, right? And as you're doing this, work on yourself. If you're not self-aware and make changes, they're just never going to happen, right? No one wakes up one day and says, "Hey, I'm going to do X, Y." Like it doesn't happen. You have to be self-aware and figure out where you need to improve. And I'll tell you what, if you really want to get clear and edit things in your life, I'm at the tail end of 75 Hard. It's the third time I've done it. Every single time I do the program, I can tell you I get super clear, I get super productive, and it's got me through a lot of the most challenging times that I've been through. But because I do that, because it gives you the confidence, because physically you feel way better, you'd be surprised how much you can do when everything else is operating as it should, right? Like, because there's really four areas in your life that you need to focus on: your faith, your finances, your fitness, and your family. All right. And out of those four, you know, I think the big mistake a lot of people make is, hey, I'm going to go super hard at this one thing. Well, guess what? Then the other three lack. Okay. So when you can combine them and put in enough time to work on each of those things, you're going to see massive gains in your life, massive improvements in your life. And a program like 75 Hard, it helps kickstart that, in my opinion.
I agree, man. That 75 hard live hard program. I did the whole program last year, man, and it changed everything, and that's something you continuously want to do. That's not like a one and done thing. That's just in anything, man. That they can wear off. You got to keep building that muscle, but that's huge, man. That's some awesome nuggets right there for that. But yeah, man, circle super important. And guys, I guess a big piece of with anything, if you're trying to be that person getting into a new circle, exactly what you said, but that old line, give without expectation. you know,
100%.
I will put you on the radar pretty quickly, my man. So, you know,
100%.
again, that's why we do this every week. So give without expectation, man. Help people out. It's the name of the game. So, brother, you got anything else for us? You want to leave us out with something parting here?
No, I think we covered it all, guys. Tune in, share this show. If this helps you, right? If you got anything out of this, just share this to your page, share it to a group. We're doing this to help everybody, and make an impact like we always preach. So, guys, I appreciate you, Dave. Thank you as always. It was awesome. And we'll catch you next Friday. Well, me and Brad maybe dropping Mindset Mondays.
Awesome, man. Guys, thank you again. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a comment, reach out to us directly. We want to help you. That's why we do this. So again, the guest host, who knows, man? Maybe I might have to sneak in every Friday on this.
Yeah.
Back on the wheelhouse here. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Jonathan, take care, buddy. As always, good to see you. Guys, have a good one. We'll see you.
Bye, guys.